Good morning, sunshine squad. How are you guys doing today? Come on in and thumbs up the video if you are my friend. I think I need to take my allergy pill. I just want to wash my face, wipe my face this morning. I am going to take a van life bath later today. I got some things. Hold on, yeah. I got some things I need to do today. And let me see, we got 7 people in the house. Thumbs up the video. Double tap the screen to give it a thumbs up or hit the 3 dots at the top of the video and then hit the thumbs up button. Double check and make sure you are subscribed to the channel if you haven't already. And if you're not subscribed to my other channels, Life's Lessons with Vanessa, Vanessa's Van Life Journey, and I opened up a new channel, Fitness on the Go with Vanessa. Make sure y'all are subscribed to that channel. We have 52 subscribers on the new channel. Let's get that channel to 100 subscribers and then 1,000 subscribers so we can get that channel monetized. Okay. So y'all subscribe to the new channel and subscribe to the other channel, Life's Lessons with Vanessa. And if those channels are not coming up, type in the search bar the at sign before it, at Life's Lessons with Vanessa, and that should pop it up. And then type in at Fitness on the Go with Vanessa, and that should pop it up. We have 52 subscribers on the new channel, so let's get it to 100 subscribers and then 1,000 subscribers, so forth and so on. And let's get this channel to 70,000 subscribers, girl. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel. I came on here to eat my little breakfast with y'all. I'm gonna have peanut butter and plum butter for breakfast this morning. Uh, I'm gonna put this door back here again. And I don't know how I'm gonna make it stay, but let's put this door back here. So good morning. How are you guys doing today? Thank you to everybody that has been leaving comments on the channel. And thank you to everybody that has sent me a cash app. I got a couple of cash apps for gas. So thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. So how is everybody doing today? We have a video that came out on both channels. Well, all 3 channels today. I am grinding over here, baby. We is booked and busy. We is booked and busy, y'all. We are staying very, very, very busy. Uh, and y'all just have to wait on the videos to come out on every channel. Vanessa's Van Life Journey. A video came out this morning on Vanessa's Van Life Journey. A video came out this morning on Life's Lessons with Vanessa, and a video is coming out on fitness on the go. So I'm grinding, filming, editing, and just living life the way that I want to live life and doing what I want to do. And God is so good all the time. He is so good. And if you're trying to leave a comment on the video and you're wondering what's going on, Vanessa, why can't I leave no comments? I got the comments disabled. So you can only watch me, and you can thumbs up the video to let me know that you are watching, and you can leave comments on the video after the live stream is over with. So you can do that. I got my tripod and stuff on the floor. And I am looking for, I had my peanut butter and my jelly right there. And this shoe fell out of this thing yesterday. This thing was sticking out too far. You gone too far. You gone too far. That's better. Put this boot back up there. It fell. Okay, that's much better. Got my hat. I'm not wearing no hat right now at this minute. So I put these hats right here. If I decide to put a hat on my head today, I'll grab one. Like I say, I'm gonna do a van life shower later. Let me put my shoes back up in the plastic bag. I'm not gonna wear these today. I might get a little cute today and go somewhere. I think I'm gonna go somewhere today and chill. And I'm probably gonna give myself a manicure and a pedicure this weekend and a facial. I just need a self-care day. I need to go by a Home Depot and get me some more stain. I could stain my things this weekend as well. Okay, so we got two extra bags. Do I have another pair of shoes out? I don't feel like pulling that thing out right now at this minute, but I might do it in a minute. I bought a couple of extra things for the van, and even though I switched out that curtain rod up there, I got another curtain rod that might work. Uh, but I don't know. Let's see if it's gonna be long enough. Let's see if it's gonna be long enough. And do these things come off? Yeah, they do. Let's see. How does this work? Because I might not be able to use this. I might end up using this for something else. But how do you connect this to the? I need something to screw in. See, now that ain't gonna work for me because I need to screw that in. If this screwed in, see, that's what I thought. I thought it screwed into the. This is a tension rod, which is good in normal circumstances, but it's not good in my circumstance unless I can get this to go in the things I got up there already. We might could do that. I might still could use this. So I'm gonna See about that in a minute. Let's see about that in a minute. So, let me wash my hands again. Wipe my hands off again. How are you guys doing today? We got 15 people in the house and 4 thumbs up. Thank y'all for coming to the chat. Come on in and thumbs up the video if you my friend. Y'all say y'all been missing my live streams, so here I am. Here I am. As long as I got internet reception, some places I be going, I don't have internet reception. Y'all won't know about those places until you watch the videos on the channel. I'm just gonna go live. Um, Sitting in the van in the back here or in the front seat. Uh, and I save my videos of what I'm doing and where I'm at. I'll save that for the videos. So if y'all want to know where I've been and where I'm at and what I'm doing, just stay tuned for the videos on the channel. They continue to come out. And the video came out this morning when I was camped in the snow, y'all. That was so exciting. I wish I would have spent more time in the snow, but I didn't. But I wish I would have spent more time in the snow. But there's always next year, and I did enjoy seeing the snow. Kind of make me want to have some land in the snow. There are places in Arizona. Land is really cheap in Arizona, y'all. If y'all are interested in buying land and you don't mind being in the desert and you don't mind scorpions and rattlesnakes and donkeys and coyotes, get you some land in Arizona. But there are some places in Arizona that have land for sale for real cheap. You got to be careful buying land in Arizona, and you got to read all the fine print because thank you, Lord, for this food we're about to receive in Jesus' name. Amen. Some places you can buy land from that are cheap, they have some restrictions that you have to comply with. There is another person that bought land in Arizona, and he did not read the fine print. And he did some things on his property that was a part of his contract that wasn't allowed, but he didn't know because he didn't read the fine print. And they took his land back from him even after he done paid all his money, then done upgrades to the property. They took the land back. And I think that's a scam. I think they do that on purpose. Like, you got to do your research very thoroughly before you buy land in Arizona, because some places restrict the size buildings, the number of buildings you can put on the property. Some places restrict what you can do inside those buildings. You can put a lot of storage containers on your property, but you can't live in them. You can use them for storage, but you cannot live in them. And some properties have where you can only have one house on the property. So after you build your one house, no matter what size it is, that's it. You can't have another house on the property. It is tricky. If you're going to buy land in Arizona, you need to make sure. And some property that you buy in Arizona, see, that's why you need to be very, 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 very careful in buying property in Arizona, reading everything and making sure you know what you're getting into. Because some property in Arizona, you can buy the property, but you can't start living on the property until you put in a septic tank and you have water on the property. So, and then some property you buy in Arizona, it's so weird. Like, who wants to buy property and have all these unnecessary restrictions? Like, some property that you buy in Arizona, depending on what area you buy it in, you can't live on the property all year round. What? What kind of mess is that? You can't live on the property all year round. If you do not have a septic tank or running water on the property, you cannot live on the property year round. That's why you see a lot of people, a lot of nomads that have homesteads, and you see those nomads still travel because they cannot stay on their own property year round. They do not have a septic tank, and they do not have a septic tank, and they do not have running water, so they cannot stay on their property full time. And another thing, uh also, some stipulations on property in Nevada and Arizona is that you cannot put a trailer or a RV on the property until you get running water and a septic tank. So there are so many stipulations on buying property in Arizona. Land is cheap, cheap, cheap. I'm talking about cheap in Arizona. I know somebody that have 5 acres It's either 2 or 5 acres, I can't remember. They paid $10,000. I started to buy some land in Arizona when I got this van. If y'all remember, I asked y'all, should I buy land or should I get a new van? And I was thinking about getting land in Arizona, but I don't know. I could have bought some land between 10 and 20,000. I would have liked to have 5 to 10 acres of land would be nice. And I still might get some land in the near future. I am gonna get some land. God say, call those things that be not as though they were. I am gonna get some land in the near future, but I don't know what state it's gonna be in. But I was thinking, instead of paying rent at my trailer that is in Arizona, maybe I should go get me a couple of acres. But the only thing about that is you can go buy some land in Arizona, but 9 times out of 10, you cannot keep a trailer on the property until you get a septic tank and a and running and water. Now you can do two things, a couple of things for water. You can have a well dug. Most wells will cost you $10,000 to $15,000 to $20,000 to have a well dug. If you got that kind of money, see, that's one thing about it. Land is cheap in Nevada and Arizona. I mean, in Arizona, but to develop that land, it's going to cost you money. And that's why these people that sell in this land have all these stipulations on purchasing the land because they want you to develop it and they want you to mess up. They want you to not meet the fine print. They want you to do something that you're not supposed to do so they can get that land back and resell it. So, number one, y'all thumbs up the video, double tap the screen to give it a thumbs up, or hit the 3 dots to give the video a thumbs up, and make sure you subscribe to the channel. Number one, when you buy property in Arizona, you need to find out. You need to ask them specifically, and you need to record the conversations. You need to ask them, well, you need to find out what the building requirements are. And if you're not planning on building, you need to find out how many what's the limit to how many houses can be on that property. Because some property in Arizona have a limit. You can only have one house on the property. You can have many storage units on the property, but the storage units have to stay under a certain size. And the storage units can only be used for storage. They cannot be used for living. You have to make sure of that. And You cannot live on the property. Some property, you cannot live on that property 24 hours a day, 24/7, until you put in a septic tank and you have water. Now, like I said, the water can be those big old water containers, and but you have to have a professional septic tank put in. And some property limits the size of the septic tank that you could put in depending on how big that property is. So if you wanted to build a certain size house, you can't build a certain size house on a certain size property if the house would require a bigger septic tank than is allowed for that property. So when you get ready to put in a septic tank, or when you get ready to buy a property, you need to find out what is the limit to the size septic tank you can have on that property. And is that size septic tank, which means you got to get into all the building code technicality stuff. You got to know this stuff before you buy some property in Arizona. Because, like I say, somebody bought some property in Arizona and they did some things on the property that they wasn't supposed to do, and the property got taken back from them. I think what they did was, and it wasn't no big things that they did. I think what they did was they either started staying on the property full time and they did not have a septic tank in, or they was living out of a shed on the property. You cannot live out of a shed and turn a shed into a home on some of these properties that you buy in Arizona. Like, some people want to buy property and they want to put multiple sheds on the property, which is a great idea, but you better make sure that you're allowed to do that on the property, because you can forfeit that property by doing things on it that you're not supposed to do in Arizona. Arizona have a lot of stipulations for buying property. And that's one reason why, like, I was thinking, instead of paying for my rent at the trailer, to just go get me a piece of property. And property is so cheap in Arizona, they let you put a small amount of money down, like $200 or $300 down, and just pay the note every month. But they have so many stipulations that, like, if you just wanted a piece of property for now and you don't have the money to develop it, and you wanted to buy a piece of property and you want to start working on it, and you want to fence it in, and you want to go there every now and then to just camp on the property in your vehicle, you could do that. And you can move a shed there immediately to store stuff in, but you cannot live in the shed. You cannot build the shed out. You cannot, and but that's in some areas. So you have to make sure the area that you're buying a property in, if you're allowed to build the shed out. And so, some people, everything you ask the person that's selling the property, make sure you get it in writing. Make sure you go to the county and find out what the building requirements are in that area. Make sure you find out from the county what is the septic tank requirements, because the owner that's selling you the property could tell you, oh yeah, you could put a shed on the property, and oh yeah, you could build it out and turn it into a tiny home, but they might not tell you that you have to put a septic tank on the property first and have running water first. They might not tell you that. Running water could be a well. If the property is close to the city where you can get running water, you can do that. Or you could have those big tanks to put water and have somebody deliver your water to you, which is going to be costly and expensive. So at the end of the day, property in Arizona is cheap, but it costs you to develop that property. A well, to dig a well might cost you anywhere from 10 to 15 to $20,000 to have a well dug. So until you get a well dug, on some properties in Arizona, you cannot reside on that property year around. You can stay there sporadically. Some places say you could stay there for 3 months out the year, and the rest of the time you got to be gone from your own property, girl. Now, if you're a nomad like me and you're traveling and you're going to be away from your property and you don't mind being away from your property, because I do follow some YouTubers that have property in Arizona. They've explained a lot, but they pretty much have to stay gone off of their property for X amount of months out of the year because they do not have a septic tank and they do not have water on the property. So they have to stay gone X amount of months out of the year, which is fine with them because they travel. But when you're ready to settle down and you're ready to build a house, you got to put your septic tank in first. Like I know somebody else on YouTube that has a homestead, and they were going back and forth on their property, but they did have to put a septic tank in. They had to put a septic tank in, and they had to get some water. So just dot your I's and cross your T's if you're looking to buy property in Arizona, just make sure you're buying property and make sure you're reading the fine print. Make sure you're recording whoever is selling the property to you and telling you you could do this and you could do that. And even though they tell you you could do this and you could do that, make sure you go check with the city to find out what the regulations are. You can go to the website and find out what the regulations are for that area. And a lot of places in Arizona have a lot of regulations that don't make no sense at all. Like I'm talking about no sense at all. Uh y- you can only have certain animals on your property in Arizona. Some areas, I don't know if it's all property in Arizona or just some areas, but you cannot have no kind of pig. In some areas you can't have no kind of pig. You can't say for instance you want to raise pigs. Can't do it. Can't do it. So you have to double check on every single thing, because you would think that because you buy property and you own property, you could do whatever you want to do. Some areas have regulations on what kind of fence you put up, whether or not you can put up fence on your own property. Girl, if I buy some property, I'm not gonna say I want to do what I want to do to my property. But you do wanna do what you wanna do to your property. You do wanna, if you want to build multiple houses on your property, you would want to do that. But if you buy a property where it's a restriction that you can only have one house over a certain size on your property, that's a lot, y'all. That it gives you a lot to think about. Property is very cheap in Arizona, but and I'm still thinking, I said I was going to start looking for some property, but I think I'm going to look at another state to besides Arizona and Nevada, y'all. But I might go look in Arizona just to get a quick little cheap little piece of property. But like I say, what's the point in getting a quick little cheap little property if I can't move my trailer to it? Which I don't even know if I would want to move that trailer to property, because somebody, the people that I bought the trailer from, say, Vanessa, don't move the trailer, sell the trailer, don't move it. So I mean, if I got me a piece of property, I probably would have to sell the trailer. I would want to build my own tiny home, child. But some properties, once you build one house, that is it. Like I seen this other man on YouTube, he bought a piece of property and he wanted to build on the property. But they told him once he built anything on the property, that was it. He could only build one thing on the property. So he wanted to build a house in the future, a nice house on the property, but he was going to build a tiny home on the property for now. And he found out if he built that tiny home on the property, that's all, he could never build a bigger property. Even if he wanted to tear that tiny home down, he could not do it. So what he ended up doing was he could he put a trailer, he built a tiny home on a trailer. Long as the tiny home was on a trailer, it's not considered permanent. So he built the tiny home on the trailer that could be moved. And then when he get ready to build a house, he can build a house. But that was so crazy. It's so crazy, the restrictions that you have on your own property. It just don't make any kind of sense at all. We got 31 people in the house and 17 thumbs up. But y'all, also, I wanted to talk about flies. I'm so tired of flies, y'all. Every time you eat, every time you go to the park, every time you open your doors, depending on where area you in, it's getting hot now, and the flies just what is the purpose of a fly? A fly is annoying as heck. And nobody wants flies flying around their food. And one thing I found out years ago, flies are attracted to sweat as well. And another thing I found out in Arizona or Nevada, I can't remember which one, flies bite. These flies out here, they bite, girl. I never knew flies bite. I knew they was annoying, but baby, I got bit by a couple of flies. I'm like, so if you have an annoying fly bothering you, I'm just gonna give y'all some tips on how to kill a fly. Number one, a fly swatter. Knock them upside the head real quick. Kill that fly, girl. Uh, I'm not a good fly swatter killer. I be missing. I be, I be. Miss Charlene and Miss Pauline good at killing them flies, girl. Me, I missed the whole. I will miss the whole fly, y'all. Uh, so, oh, y'all, I pressed the wrong button. I will miss the whole fly. So you could kill flies with fly swatter. That's one way you can kill a fly. Miss Charlene them have this fly spray that's like an organic spray, and she'll spray it and she could kill a fly with the fly spray. So she got the fly spray, and then you got the regular uh fly spray, like black flag fly spray. Now that's not organic. You got that fly spray. And then you have the fly strips. I think because I got the screens on my doors, and these screens are lovely. I love these screens from Van in Camp, VANENCAMP.com, and they have screens for all types of vehicles, the Sprinter, the ProMaster, the Ford, and I love my bug screens. But sometimes I leave the bug screen open, or I'm going in and out. So every now and then a fly get in here, and it is so annoying when the flies get in my van. So I think I'm gonna take some bug screen. I think I'm gonna take some bug strips and put it on a bottle and let them flies get on that bugs, because I don't want to hang up the fly strip in the van. But that's one way to kill an annoying fly, is to put the bug strips up. And then another way to kill annoying flies is that little thing that you get from Home Depot that have that stanky stuff in it. It's a bag or a jug, and it had that stanky stuff in it, and them flies get in, but they can't get out. Oh, you just hear them. Don't you hate annoying flies? Don't let them flies get you down, y'all. Do not let them little hairy, ugly, annoying monsters. Get you a fly trap, get you a fly swatter, or get you that bag that the flies can go in and they don't come out. And I'm telling you, thousands of them flies go in there and they can't get out. Them flies is so stupid, girl. If I see a bunch of my cousins in a bag flying around and couldn't get out, girl, I am not going up in there. But flies don't have a brain. Them little annoying creatures, some things just make noise. Some things, that's all they're good for, just making noise. Zzzz. Just buzzing and making noise. But they're actually not very smart, because flies aren't smart. They don't have a brain, because you got to know, if you going to go around people food and get on people food, that they going to want to kill you. If you going to keep buzzing around somebody's ears, they going to slap you. So flies are not very smart, and they do not have a brain. So sometimes you just have to realize what kind of creature you're dealing with. And some creatures only are good for making noise, and they don't have a brain, and they're not very smart. So you just got to do what you got to do and get the fly swatter, or get the spray, and, and then you ain't gonna hear them no more. Y'all, that's my little tip for the day on how to kill a fly. So I've ate my breakfast, which was peanut butter and plum butter sandwich. I ate my breakfast. I got some things to do today, booked and busy. I got something I need to do before 12, and then I got something I need to do after 12, and then I got to decide what I want to do for the rest of the day. I think I'm going to go somewhere and chill and relax, and I might do me a pedicure or manicure today, or maybe not. I don't know. But I need to figure out what I'm going to wear today, so I could take me a van life bath. So I'm going to get my clothes out After I end this live, I'm gonna use the bathroom and get my clothes out, and I'm gonna take a van life bath later on today. But I got some business I need to take care of, so I'm gonna do that. I'm booked and busy, y'all. I'm gonna try to figure out how to use this rod because I actually like this rod better than the one I have hanging up because, but it might not work in the thing I want to put it in because it's not wide enough. But I'm gonna find out a way to use this rod. So, anywho, I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna talk to y'all later. And we did have two videos, actually three videos coming out on all three channels today. So if you haven't watched the video that came out on this channel today, Life's Vanessa's Van Life Journey, watch the video that came out on Vanessa's Van Life Journey. If you haven't checked out the video that came out on Life's Lessons with Vanessa, check that video out. And if you haven't checked out the video that came out on Fitness on the Go with Vanessa, check that video out. Be sure to leave some comments on the videos to let me know that you are watching, and I will chat with you or heart your comment to let you know I read it. And make sure you're leaving a thumbs up on all the videos. It helps me out a lot. That is how I get paid on YouTube. That is how I pay my bills and eat. That's why y'all see me eating peanut butter and plum butter sandwich because I'm broke and I ain't got that much money. So, but we gonna survive. Long as we eating, we gonna survive. So we thank God for this peanut butter that we got from the food pantry. I did go to the food pantry the other day, y'all. So thank God for the things I got for the food pantry. And regardless of how God provides for me, I am forever grateful that He does provide for me. So thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all. Y'all have a blessed and wonderful day. Thanks for watching. Bye now. See y'all later. Leave a comment after I end the live stream and let me know if you were in the live stream. Type live stream squad so I can thank you for being here. And if you have any comments about anything that I said in the video, leave those in the comments bar. Leave a lot of comments on the live stream after it's over with. And if you're watching the replay, type live stream, type replay squad, and then type a bunch of videos about what I'm talking about in the video to let me know that you actually are watching all the way through to the end if you got time. If you ain't got time, watch as much as you can watch, and then girl, keep it moving. Okay, I appreciate you. Whatever you could do, it's I'm grateful. So I'm gonna talk to y'all later because I got things to do, and I will see y'all later on this evening. I'll probably come live.